Most people in India do not struggle with money because they're bad at maths. They struggle because money is running on autopilot. Salary comes in, UPI and cards take it out. EMIs go quietly every month. At the end of the year, you look at your bank balance and always think, I worked all year. What has actually stayed with me? And that picture is usually not pretty. The problem is usually not the income. It is the lack of a simple financial plan which is not there in place. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a 90-day money reset plan. Month by month, step by step. We will see exactly where your salary is going, cut all the useless spending without killing your social life, fix expensive debt that charges you maybe 3 to 4% a month, and set up a system where saving and investing will happen before you even start spending. You will not obviously become rich in these 90 days, but you can stop feeling lost, get back control, and build a base that your future self will thank you for. Let's start with month one. Now, month one is going to be all about knowing your numbers like a business. Week one is absolutely about brutal clarity. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Pretend like you're a small business. A serious business knows two things very clearly: how much money comes in and where it goes. Here is what you're going to do. Collect the last 3 months of your financial data and start tracking the expenses of this particular month. You're broadly looking for 5 specific things: monthly income, which you already know very well, your monthly expenses, your credit utilization ratio, which is nothing but how much of your credit limit is being used in one billing cycle, your monthly EMIs, your monthly savings or investments. Now, why 3 months? Because chances are that your last month's data could actually be biased because you had expenses more than the usual or you saved more than expected. The last 3 months will give you a fair picture and average numbers of all 5 categories. Now, once you have all of this in front of you, try to remember how you feel exactly, because this is like your financial report card. You would feel either of these two feelings. If your savings or investment numbers look really low as per your expectation, you would feel dissatisfied and highly anxious. But don't worry, that is the part of this exercise. Or you would be pretty happy or shocked that you have been saving quite aggressively. Your savings rate is either decent or above your expectations. However, a question that you would ask yourself is, was this money sitting all ideal or was it put to work? Your situation is actually pretty predictable. You've been carrying debt due to personal responsibilities or past poor financial decisions, and all your income largely covers your basic needs and the rest all goes to servicing your debt. Now, this could be the third case. Now, whatever your case is, notice the feeling and hold on to it, because this is where your mind will now trigger you to go deeper and find solutions or optimize further in your financial journey. Looking at your last 3 months of financial data now gives you a macro picture of your behavior, but what it cannot tell you why you made certain spending decisions. And that is where the second part of month one comes in. Tracking your expenses now on a daily basis, because tracking behavior is more important than just tracking numbers. When you start writing down your expenses every day, let's say on an Excel sheet, not later, not at the end of the month, but within the 24 hours window, something very powerful happens. You don't just record the transaction, you record the emotion behind that transaction. That 280 rupee order for Zomato at 11:45 p.m., was it hunger, stress or convenience? That 1200 cab ride, was it urgency or just laziness? That random Amazon or Myntra order, was it need or just boredom? When your memory of the purchase is still fresh, you can ask yourself, why did I buy this? Which bucket does it belong to? Is it essential, lifestyle or debt? How do I feel about it now? Is it regretful, satisfactory or a neutral feeling? Would I do the same thing again tomorrow? Now, this level of reflection is almost impossible when you look at statements at the end of the month. By then, the emotional context is basically gone, or the fresh memory that you have is basically gone. Daily tracking builds awareness, and awareness changes behavior. Behavior isn't just going to change with the rules, behavior changes with consciousness. The moment you start observing your spending in real time, two things happen. You become more intentional. Your brain finally starts seeing the gap between what you think you spend on and what you actually spend. And that gap is where most financial stress originates. Now, why this exercise matters more than you think. In your mind, you might believe you spend 35,000 a month. But when you actually track for 30 days, you may discover your real number is between, let's say, 40,000 or even 45,000. Not because you're irresponsible, but because life is unpredictable. A sudden medical bill, a phone repair, a birthday gift to a closed one, an annual insurance premium, a last-minute family expense. Now, these don't show up in monthly calculations, in mental calculations, but they are very much a part of your financial reality. This daily tracking does something important. It it will eventually set realistic expectations around your spending. Many people actually beat themselves up for not saving more, but when you see the full picture, including the expenses that you cannot avoid, you stop being so harsh on yourself. You finally understand that what part of your spending is truly essential, what part is impulsive, and what part is emotional or unconscious. This awareness gives you emotional calmness, not just numerical clarity. Month 2. Set goals so your money finally has a direction. Month 1 showed you what your financial life actually looks like. How much you earn, how much you spend, how much you save, and how much you invest. And what your behavior with money really is. Month 2 is where you answer the most important question in personal finance. That what do I want my money to do for me? This is where most people get stuck, because the truth is this. Everyone says they want more money or higher income or lakhs per month, but that is not a financial goal. That is just a desire. A goal is something that can be measured, broken down, and worked toward. A goal typically tells you how much, by when, and why. Without those three things, investing becomes a directionless hobby. And this isn't just opinion, it shows up clearly in India's financial behavior. The SEBI data that explains India's biggest money problem. According to SEBI's Investor Awareness Survey, 63% of Indians know that equity markets create wealth in the long term, yet only 9.5% actually invest. And among those 9.5%, there are crores of demat accounts which are actually dormant or inactive. Now, this isn't because people don't understand the stock market or the value of it. It's because people don't understand themselves. They don't know what they're investing for, so the motivation dies, the consistency breaks, the SIP stops, and the account finally goes dormant. Because without a goal, the investment has no anchor. Now, why goal setting is non-negotiable? Think of your financial life like a road trip. Your income is the car, your expenses are the fuel, and your investments are the engine. But none of that matters if you don't know where you're going. People think markets stop them from getting rich, but in reality, the absence of clear goals stops them long before markets do. Now, here is how proper goals work. You start with your larger vision, which is, let's say, retiring by 50, or let's say buying a house, building your first 1 CR, becoming debt-free, funding your child's education in next 10 years, starting a business in 5 years. Then you finally break all of these goals into mini goals. What needs to happen in the next 6 months is the first thing you ask. What should be done in the next 1 year? What should be, let's say, done next week? Now, when you have these mini goals with you, you're basically converting your dreams into systems. Here's an example. You want to retire by 50. Now, that is not achieved by inspiration. It is achieved because your savings rate increased from 20% to 40%. You aggressively cleared your debt within the first year. You invested consistently. You protected yourself with insurance. Or take another example. Your goal is to become completely debt-free. Let's assume you have 20 to 30 lakhs of debt on yourself. Now, this means some EMIs will have to be prioritized over the others. High interest debt must be attacked first. Your lifestyle spending needs to be disciplined. And every spare rupee must be allocated with intention. Goals basically force clarity. Clarity forces action, and action creates progress. So for month 2, this is what your plan of action is. Sit down with yourself, with your spouse and your family, and list down both your larger goals and your near-term goals. Now, this will take time. You won't be able to do this over one weekend. So take the full month. Keep thinking about this the entire month and have something actionable by the end of month 2. Now let's jump on to month 3, which is all about plan of action and execution. Now that you know your numbers and you have written down your goals, month 3 is about one simple thing, which is execution. And the very first step in execution before fancy plans and spreadsheets is this: talk to a genuine financial advisor. Most people think this is some big, expensive, complicated step. Trust me, it is not. In many cases, you are not paying lakhs in fees on day one. The actual cost is usually a percentage of your portfolio or a simple advisory fee. Compared to the value of taking the right decision for the next 10, 20, 30 years, that fee is almost irrelevant in the beginning. What matters more is this: you have someone in your corner whose only job is to help you build a healthy financial life. Now, why is this so important? See, one big reason is not just the lack of goals, it is a lack of support during the journey. How do you stay invested in bad years? How do you keep making the right adjustments? How do you stop yourself from panicking or getting greedy? Now, doing all of this alone is almost like taking up a second full-time job. You already have your real work, your family, your health, your personal life, and on top of that, you're trying to keep up with new financial products, new mutual funds, market cycles, tax rules, strategy changes. This is not just realistic for most people. You can learn about investing, and you absolutely should. But unless you want to turn this into your full-time career, it is very hard to stay on top of everything and execute perfectly everything on your own. So the first action in month 3 is really simple. Speak to a financial advisor, preferably someone whose interest is aligned with yours, not with selling a particular product. Your aim is to find someone you can trust for the long term, not for one transaction. And yes, this will take a bit of effort from your side. You may have to talk to 2 or 3 different advisors. You'll have to ask them certain questions, listen to what they're recommending and why. Your job in this phase is to judge the advisor. Are they genuinely trying to build you a healthy long-term portfolio, or are they just pushing whatever gives them the highest commission? Do their explanations actually make sense to you? Do you feel they understand your goals, your responsibilities, and your risk appetite? Absolutely take your time here. It is okay. Choosing the right advisor is part of the execution. Now, another step to this month 3 would be, once you choose somebody, follow the plan like a discipline. After you lock in your advisor, they will give you a plan of action. Now, this is where most people fail. The advisor is there, the plan is ready, but calls start getting ignored, forms are delayed, SIPs are not started on time, documents aren't submitted, all action points basically keep getting postponed. After a year, the person says that the planning did not work for me. So in month 3, I want you to mentally prepare for this. If I have decided to work with an advisor, following the plan is non-negotiable. Give their action list a priority. There is nothing complicated about it. You just have to show up and follow through. Step 3. Use your advisor as a partner, not as a salesperson. Another big mindset shift in execution that is needed is that your advisor is not there just to generate returns or handle your portfolio. The real value actually is to hold you in the markets long enough, to stop you from doing something stupid in panic or greed or based on someone else's suggestion, to help you course correct when life changes, to listen to your money worries and give you clarity. If you are not able to meet the monthly savings you planned, struggling with maybe certain EMIs of yours, confused about which goal to prioritize, you feel tempted to stop SIPs or redeem investments for lifestyle purchases, tell your advisor. We rarely talk about money openly in Indian families. Money is emotional, personal, and sensitive. We hide our struggles, our debt, our mistakes. That is exactly why having a trusted advisor matters so much. There's someone who knows your numbers inside out, is not judging you emotionally, can show you the full picture and guide you calmly. So do not suffer in silence. Execution improves when you communicate honestly. And another step would be, do not interfere with the process every second. See, the last part of execution is learning when not to interfere. Do not become that person who reads a headline about some global event, watches one bearish video about a particular mutual fund or a stock, sees a fund underperform for a year and immediately messages their advisor, should we stop this? Should we exit? Should we change the strategy? Should we change everything? Now that is not your job. Your job is to keep earning, to keep saving, to keep your behavior in check, to stick to the agreed plan unless there is a genuine life change. If you're constantly reacting, you're not executing. You're just panicking in slow motion. Once you've done the hard work of knowing your numbers, knowing your goals, choosing a competent advisor is the most smartest thing you can do in month 3. Beyond that is basically trust the process and stay consistent. Execution is not about doing 100 things. It is about doing a few right things again and again and again for a very long time. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and subscribe to the channel for more such content.